So I found this level that took the creator 84.5 hours to beat, which I think you can round up to 85 hours. You can round up 85 to 100. So this guy took a million hours to beat this level, and I wanted to see if I could beat it in less time than him. So this level showcases a lot of difficult tricks using shells. Like here, where I use the upward momentum from this bumper to line up and kick the shell into these pounds. They drop this pow block to land on and catch the falling Yoshi, and they jump off of Yoshi for the shell jump. I throw the dry shell up so that after a shell jump, I can ride in the dry shell, and they precisely jump out of it to grab and throw it to collect a red coin. Then I time a shell jump off this falling muncher to collect another red coin. Now in this next part, I do a few jumps off these shells that launch toward me, and I throw a pow so the shell launches up here, and it lines up so I can grab the shell from this spring as I bounce off the shell. And I throw it to line up with this spring so I can use the shell again. And I do one more midair jump so I can enter the pipe. I've been playing this level in my parents' basement for hours, and I jump up here so I can launch a shell from this spring to hit this snow block and drop down a POW for me to use as a platform, and I perform this tight spin shell jump. Now in this part, I have to jump on the bottom to avoid the spikes below me, and I have to throw this shell into the spring at the perfect time so I can jump off the shell, and then off this enemy launch toward me, and I control my spin jumps to ride this chain chomp to the next section. And guys, we're extremely close to beating this kid's channel in subscribers, and although adorable, they are evil, so please help us destroy them. Now in this next part, I throw the spring to launch a spiny shell, and with a precise stall in the air, I can re-enter the dry shell and line up a bounce off the spiny shell midair. And coming up after that is the hardest part of the level. I have to line up with this piranha plant, a shell, and then the spring to jump off of midair, and then by dropping this shell at the perfect time, I can launch it with the spring to hit the on-off switch and bounce off the shell midair to reach the key door. And after doing all those tricks in one run, there's still one final section before the goal. I throw a shell into the spring for a jump to reach this red coin, and for the final trick of the level, I throw a POW block under the cannon to carry these springs down for a tight shell jump, which I got in the first try. Which I got in the first try and was able to beat the level. So this level took me about 7 hours to beat, but you could round that up to about 406 hours. Anyway, whenever I achieve something like beating a hard level, I like to celebrate by putting something up on my wall that symbolizes my achievement. After beating the level, I could finally move out of my parents' basement, so I put a thank you letter from my parents on my wall.